really serve its purpose and getting those guys. They do a lot of things in practice, and then they get out here and get a little excited and forget some of the things they did in practice. And so that's where it really helps you, getting uniforms on, getting them in front of the crowd, and getting that game slippage out of the way. And I think with Chandler and James, you saw a little bit of that, and then the two big guys, that haven't played, or three big guys that haven't played here before, and Rob, that was his first outing. So that was one of our primary goals, to get those guys some experience out there under the lights, and because with that many new guys, we have to figure out what they can do in those situations, and what we need to get better at.
You mentioned the new guys, and you were excited to see them, and it seems like some of them gave you some pretty solid contributions. How pleased were you with what they were able to bring to the table?
Really pleased, because we have a big hole in the middle, or perceived hole, with the loss of Ryan, and so that's a big factor. And I've always said, not one guy is going to be able to do it, but I think by committee they're going to be able to do what Ryan did, and give what Ryan gave. And, you look at David and Kevin. Between the two of them, they had 22 points, 8 rebounds in 24 or 25 minutes. So, that's pretty efficient. And, they were a presence defensively, and they did some things. Now, there's a lot of things that we can clean up, but overall, for their first time out, I was pretty happy with it.
And the rebounding, obviously, is part of that. With Ryan being gone tonight, you had a pretty good edge. How pleased were you with the rebounding effort out there with those guys too?
Yeah, I thought there were some great things. And when we look at it and stat it out, I'm sure there'll be lots of room for improvement. We led a lot of balls, 50-50 balls. I think they kind of out-scrapped us for a few of those that we were kind of reaching down for when we should have been diving at them. And, those are things we can clean up. But I thought the effort was pretty good, not nearly good enough. The thing I think about this team that maybe is different from last year's team is last year's team was what it was almost in November. Now those guys kept working, and they kept getting better, and they were always trying to individually get better. But you have a lot of guys that I think have room for improvement, and roles that they can fill once we figure them out a little bit more. So I think this team has maybe a higher upside of improvement.
I think athletically,
more ceiling for improvement.
Sorry,
No,
I think athletically, this could be your best defensive team here.
Yeah, you could put some lineups out there that are long and athletic, and then we saw something today that we haven't seen for a long time. We screwed up defensively, but we blocked the shot. That I don't think we had one of those the last 2 years. So that covers up for mistakes, because you're going to make mistakes defensively, and guys are going to make good plays. And if you're athletic enough to cover it up, then that helps you.
Me and Dave were noticing in the first half we had a lineup with Mikey and 4 newcomers, and it was just kind of interesting seeing, because you kind of had the same cats out there the last 2 or 3 years. Was that cool getting to coach kind of a new unit out there? It's been a while.
Yeah, you get so comfortable with your old guys that you know exactly what you're going to get. That when I had them all out there, as a coach, you probably get. I was like, what's going to happen? So they have to build the coach's trust and the coaching staff's trust that we know what we're going to get out of them, and that's what these preseason and early games are for. That's what these practices are for. Is they have to build our trust. Is that hey, when we put you out there, we know what you're going to do and what you can bring to the table.
There were 4 guys obviously who didn't play tonight for various reasons, and those were guys that we figured going to be in your rotation.
Crucial guys, right?
And you look deep tonight without them. There's got to be some red shirts coming, right?
Yeah, and that's as we go forward, that's what we have to sort out, and that's what we're trying to sort out right now. So it's hard because there's so many moving parts. I mean, you don't know who's going to get hurt. You don't have a crystal ball. You don't know who's going to step up and play better as the year goes on, and so those are tough decisions, and we the players are included in those decisions, and we try to do what's best for the team, and then what's best for those individual players. And we do definitely have some guys that we need to and want to redshirt, so we have to figure that out in the next 6 to 8 days.
We saw what it meant when Ryan became pretty skilled offensively, and I know you've been talking about it with these new guys, but we got to see a couple little flashes of them kind of finishing around the bucket tonight. What will that do for your offense, moving forward?
It's huge. I mean, just to have, I threw in the post, they spun on somebody and dunked it. And that was nice. And like I said, it's nice to have a committee that can do this and bring different things, because, you know, you start flipping it around and all of a sudden you gotta guard this guy, and then 3 minutes later another guy's in, and it's, you know, the different styles. So it gives us more versatility, and then, you know, with the guys, like you said, with the guys that are sitting out, it gives you even more versatility.